Europe is undergoing a significant shift in its defense posture, driven by a growing sense of unease over its security landscape. The continent, long accustomed to relying on the United States for military protection, is increasingly questioning the reliability of this support. The war in Ukraine has served as a stark wake-up call, exposing vulnerabilities and highlighting the need for greater self-reliance in defense. For decades, European nations have enjoyed the benefits of U.S. security guarantees under the NATO alliance. This allowed them to allocate resources to social welfare programs and other domestic priorities, resulting in a high standard of living. However, recent geopolitical developments, including a more assertive Russia and a less predictable United States, have cast doubt on the sustainability of this arrangement. The election of Donald Trump in 2016 and his subsequent America First policies raised concerns about the U.S. commitment to NATO. His successor, Joe Biden, has reaffirmed the U.S. commitment to the alliance, but the damage has been done. European leaders realize that they can no longer take U.S. support for granted. This realization has led to a renewed focus on defense spending across Europe. Governments are recognizing the need to invest in modernizing their militaries, increasing troop levels, and enhancing their defense capabilities. This shift marks a significant departure from the post-Cold War era, when defense budgets were steadily declining. Germany, Europe's economic powerhouse, has traditionally been reluctant to engage in military buildup. Haunted by its past, the country has long maintained a cautious approach to defense spending, prioritizing diplomacy and economic power. However, the Ukraine war has shattered this complacency, prompting a historic shift in Germany's defense policy. In a landmark speech following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Chancellor Olaf Scholz announced a dramatic increase in military spending. He pledged to allocate 100 billion euros to a special fund for the Bundeswehr, Germany's armed forces, and to meet the NATO target of spending 2% of GDP on defense. This announcement marked a watershed moment, signaling Germany's determination to assume a more proactive role in European security. This shift in German policy goes beyond mere rhetoric. The government has already begun implementing concrete measures to bolster its defense capabilities. These include plans to purchase new fighter jets, warships, and tanks, as well as to increase the size of the Bundeswehr. The move signifies a fundamental change in Germany's strategic thinking, recognizing the need for credible military strength to deter potential adversaries. Germany's decision to ramp up defense spending has been met with mixed reactions. While some welcome the move as a necessary step to strengthen European security, others express concerns about the potential economic consequences. Critics argue that diverting resources to defense could come at the expense of social welfare programs and hamper economic growth. Despite these concerns, Germany's commitment to increasing its defense budget appears firm. The government insists that the additional spending is essential to ensure the country's security in an increasingly uncertain world. This shift in policy is likely to have far-reaching consequences not only for Germany, but for the entire European security architecture. The increased military spending is expected to enhance Germany's role within NATO and the European Union, potentially leading to a more unified and robust defense strategy across the continent. As Germany steps up, other European nations may follow suit, leading to a significant transformation in the region's defense dynamics. Germany's decision to bolster its defense spending has had a ripple effect across Europe. Many countries are following suit, recognizing the need to enhance their own military capabilities in response to the changing security environment. This trend is evident in the increased defense budgets and military modernization programs being implemented across the continent. Poland, a country on the front line of NATO's eastern flank, has been particularly proactive in strengthening its defenses. The government has announced plans to double the size of its armed forces and to invest heavily in new military equipment, including tanks, fighter jets, and missile defense systems. Poland's defense budget is now expected to reach 3% of GDP, exceeding the NATO target. Similarly, the Baltic states of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, all sharing borders with Russia, have been rapidly increasing their defense spending. These countries have been at the forefront of efforts to strengthen NATO's presence in the region, hosting multinational battle groups, and conducting regular military exercises. They have also invested heavily in cyber defense and territorial defense forces. Even traditionally neutral countries like Sweden and Finland are reconsidering their security postures. Both countries have significantly increased their defense budgets and are actively participating in NATO exercises. Moreover, they are debating the possibility of joining the alliance, a move that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. Section 4. The economic implications. Balancing security and prosperity. The surge in military spending across Europe raises important questions about its impact on the continent's economy. This is a topic of intense debate among economists and policymakers alike. While increased defense budgets are undoubtedly necessary to address the growing security challenges, they also come with significant costs. These costs are not just financial, but also social and political. Governments are grappling with the challenge of balancing the imperative of national security with the need to maintain economic stability and social welfare programs. This balancing act is becoming increasingly complex in today's interconnected world. One of the main concerns is that increased defense spending could divert resources from other priority areas, such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure. These sectors are crucial for the long-term prosperity and well-being of society. This could have negative consequences for long-term economic growth and social well-being. The ripple effects could be felt across various sectors, leading to a potential decline in the quality of life. Moreover, higher defense spending could lead to larger budget deficits and increased government debt, potentially jeopardizing fiscal sustainability. This is a significant concern for many European nations already grappling with high levels of debt. However, some experts argue that increased defense spending could also have positive economic effects. They point to the potential for job creation and technological advancements as key benefits. Investments in defense technology and innovation can have spillover effects on other sectors of the economy, leading to job creation and technological advancements. These innovations can drive growth in industries beyond defense. Moreover, a stronger defense industry could enhance Europe's competitiveness in the global market. This could open up new opportunities for trade and collaboration with other nations. The economic impact of increased defense spending will largely depend on how governments choose to finance it. The methods of financing will play a crucial role in determining the overall economic outcome. If they resort to borrowing, it could lead to higher interest rates and crowd out private investment. This could stifle economic growth and innovation in the private sector. On the other hand, if they raise taxes or cut spending in other areas, it could dampen economic growth. This could lead to public discontent and social unrest. Finding the right balance will be a crucial challenge for European policymakers in the years to come. The decisions made today will shape the future of Europe's economic and social landscape. Section 5. A new industrial complex? Defense spending's ripple effects. The surge in European defense spending is not just about buying more tanks and fighter jets. It's a multifaceted phenomenon that encompasses various aspects of economic and strategic planning. It represents a broader shift in strategic thinking, with implications that extend far beyond the military realm, affecting everything from economic policies to technological advancements. One of the most significant consequences of this trend is the potential emergence of a new industrial complex, with defense companies playing an increasingly influential role in European economies. This shift could redefine the industrial landscape of the continent. As European governments commit to modernizing their militaries, they are not just updating equipment but also investing in the future of their defense capabilities. They are injecting billions of euros into the defense industry, a move that has far-reaching economic implications. This is leading to a surge in demand for military equipment and services, creating a ripple effect throughout the economy. This surge is creating new opportunities for defense contractors, who are now at the forefront of this economic transformation. Companies are expanding their production lines, hiring new workers, and investing heavily in research and development to stay competitive. The focus on research and development is crucial, as it drives innovation and keeps the industry at the cutting edge of technology. This resurgence of the defense industry has the potential to reshape the European economic landscape, influencing various sectors beyond just defense. It could lead to the creation of new jobs, particularly in high-skilled sectors such as engineering and software development, which are essential for modern defense projects. These sectors are not only vital for defense but also for the broader technological advancement of the economy. Moreover, it could stimulate innovation and technological advancements. as defense companies compete to develop cutting-edge military technologies that could have civilian applications as well. The competition among defense companies is fierce, driving them to push the boundaries of what is technologically possible. However, the rise of a new industrial complex also raises concerns. The increased focus on defense could have social and political ramifications. Some critics argue that it could lead to a militarization of European societies, with defense interests gaining undue influence over government policy, potentially overshadowing other important issues. Others worry that it could exacerbate economic inequalities, as the benefits of increased defense spending may not be evenly distributed across different regions and social groups. The challenge for European policymakers will be to harness the economic potential of the defense industry while mitigating the risks associated with it. They will need to ensure that defense spending is done transparently and responsibly, with a focus on long-term strategic objectives rather than short-term economic gains. This will require careful planning and coordination among various stakeholders to balance economic growth with social responsibility. Moreover, they will need to invest in education and training programs to ensure that their workforce has the skills to compete in the evolving defense sector, which is becoming increasingly high-tech and specialized. This investment in human capital is crucial for sustaining the growth and innovation of the defense industry in the long run. By focusing on education and training, European countries can ensure that their defense sectors remain competitive and capable of meeting future challenges. Ultimately, the goal is to create a balanced approach that leverages the economic benefits of defense spending while addressing its potential downsides, ensuring a prosperous and secure future for all.